Hey everyone, welcome to This Explainer. I'm Paul Miller, online tools expert, and man, I am absolutely thrilled to dive into this one. Today, we're treating this entire process like a digital cyber operation. Our target? Literally stealing back your time using the massive 2026 updates to Gemini Notebook.
And I'm the application engineer from Deep Dive Consulting. Paul and I are here to show you the true mechanics under the hood of this platform. It's no longer just a simple document summarizer, you know? It is a fully agentic research workspace.
Hey guys, I'm ready for this. Honestly, I really need it. My daily workflow is just a total mess right now. Well, you are in the exact right place. Let's dive right into this and look at exactly how we're going to execute this operation.
All right, here's our tactical blueprint for today. We'll be guiding you chronologically. We're going to start with the initial setup challenge, then configure your cyber workspace, move into agentic research and scraping, hash out the data validation debate, and then cover batching daily workflow strategies.
And finally, we'll extract the payload, your automated final project delivery.
So Section 1, the initial setup challenge. Let's talk about how we stop the chaos of the daily project grind.
Yeah, because right now I'm literally drowning in like 50 open browser tabs, super messy data sets, and just endless manual formatting. How do I gear up and stop this scattered research? I guess what I'm asking is what's the foundational starting point to actually fix this broken workflow?
That brings us to our first major hack, 10,000. That is the character limit for custom instructions in Gemini Notebook. That's roughly 1,600 words you can use as a meta prompt. You know, most users just skip this entirely, but by filling this out, you fundamentally alter the AI's default, polite personality. You turn it into a highly specific, hyper-focused research agent tailored exactly to your project's needs.
Exactly, Paul. Which brings us perfectly to Section 2, configuring your cyber workspace. Because true hackers know you have to build your workspace before you upload a single file.
Let's do a quick microanalysis of this configuration layer. You really aren't stuck with the default outputs. You can actually toggle response lengths between shorter for tight, scannable answers or longer for exhaustive supporting detail.
Oh, and don't forget the study modes.
Right, absolutely. When you're generating quizzes or flashcards in the Studio panel, you can toggle between easy, medium, or hard modes. Setting it to hard mode completely sharpens your study tools for advanced topics. This right here is how you create a bespoke assistant rather than just using some generic chatbot.
All right, Section 3. Agentic research and scraping. Now we shift focus to what I like to call the breach, rapidly ingesting data from the web. Look, you don't need to manually sort through PDFs anymore. Here are 3 rapid-fire hacks to completely change the game. First up, the YouTube Link Automator extension. This pulls videos straight from your Watch Later playlist, extracts the full transcripts, and completely bypasses all the video filler. Second, the right-click clipper pipeline. This lets you highlight text anywhere online and beam the quote and URL straight into your notebook instantly.
And third, the Discover Sources tool, which natively integrates Google's deep research. Think of it as an autonomous agent that crawls the web, synthesizes multiple sites, and builds a comprehensive briefing document from scratch, bringing in up to 50 sources automatically.
Hold on a second. This sounds incredibly fast, but what if my rapidly scraped sources actually contradict each other? Or worse, what if the AI just hallucinates junk data into my project because I brought in way too much random web stuff?
Application engineer. That's a great question. Which brings us to Section 4, the data validation debate. You bring up a highly critical query regarding speed versus integrity. Well, honestly, I think speed is the ultimate advantage here. Let's get into it.
See, I argue for the raw speed of rapid web scraping. Pulling 50 web sources instantly using deep research gives you this massive synthesis of the entire landscape in minutes. It's unparalleled efficiency. I hear you, Paul, I really do. But speed without integrity is useless. I strongly advocate for the deep microanalysis approach. Specifically, you need to run what's called a completeness and contradiction audit. You actively prompt the notebook to identify where the sources disagree, map out the blind spots, and tell you exactly what extra research you need to pull in. You have to actively prevent hallucinations, not just sit back and hope they don't happen.
Application engineer. And the 2026 specs introduce a total game changer for this, the Secure Cloud Computer. This is a sandboxed environment where the AI can write and run real Python code natively. So if you have a messy data set, like a giant CSV of survey results, the AI uses Python to clean the data and run statistical analyses. It grounds the outputs in hard math, which practically eliminates hallucinations when you're dealing with raw stats.
Okay, fair point on the validation. Let's move along to Section 5, batching daily workflow strategies. We have our data, we validated it, now we really need a coordinated strategy. Exactly. The official documentation maps out this step-by-step modern workflow. This strategy bridges the massive gap from raw, messy ideas to polished, client-ready deliverables.
So how does that pipeline actually work in practice?
So the crucial point here is this chronological pipeline. Step 1 is building a living knowledge base. You literally just create a master notes Google Doc and add it as a source. Because it has auto-sync, anything you type in there updates the AI's brain instantly. No more deleting and re-uploading files every 10 minutes.
Right, and step 2 is triggering the agentic deep research to fill any of those gaps in your master notes. Finally, step 3 is using that Python data crunching we just talked about to clean your datasets and instantly output visual charts.
Oh, and I'll toss in one last tactical hack for your workflow here, the pin-to-note infinite memory loop. When the AI gives you a brilliant insight or connects your documents in a really unique way, just click the pin-to-note icon. Then, convert that note back into a source. This creates permanent source memory, completely safeguarding your best ideas, even if the chat resets.
Now for Section 6, Automated Final Project Delivery. We've set up the workspace, we've scraped, and we've validated. Now it is time to extract the payload.
Application engineer. Just look at what you can generate instantly right from the Studio panel. We're talking structured data tables that drop perfectly into Google Sheets for instant organization. Yes, and you get downloadable PowerPoint slide decks. You just generate the slides, click Revise to leave a little stylistic feedback, and export. Plus, you can use the new Nano Banana image model for custom infographics and VO3 for cinematic video overviews. You are literally collapsing hours of manual design and formatting into a single click.
To quote the documentation directly here, the best part is what it frees up. All the time you burn formatting, copying, and pasting, you get that back, hours every week. This right here is the real value of our cyber heist.
Application engineer, and that is exactly what you should take away from this explainer. The tools are here, the 2026 updates are incredibly powerful, and the pipeline is fully mapped out. So we leave you with this final thought. Now that you've successfully hacked your pipeline, what will you build with all those stolen hours? Thanks for joining us on this explainer. Get out there and start automating.